what'd you do for your first bid?
I did 18 years.
18 years. And what was that like? How long did it take you to get adjusted? Because, first time in there, you lose your freedom at such a young age. It must be difficult. I mean, knowing that you're not going to be going home.
It wasn't, because, like I said, I was deep enmeshed in the gang life. So I always looked at prison as part of a step to get up.
You expected it?
I expected it.
Just like some of these guys, like Teardrop, when I interviewed him, he was like, he felt at home, where he belongs.
Yeah.
You got that mindset of a gangster.
That is just a stepping stone. Like, I always say that a true measurement of a true gangster is when he goes to jail, how he's like in jail. Because like I said, I've met a lot of people with big names in the street. They come to jail, and this is no disrespect to anybody that finds religion, but you find God, you find Allah, you find whoever, you know what I'm saying? Like, why you didn't do that before you got arrested? Like all of a sudden you go to jail, they know you're fronting, they know you fake. Like, change doesn't happen overnight. It's a gradual change, Sorry. It's a gradual change. For you to go in there in the first day and find God, I used to say, some Asian dudes that came to jail and they became Muslim or whatever, they're religion, but they're one of the biggest gangs in there as well, because they stick together. You do one thing to a Muslim brother, they're all gonna jump in. So when I used to see Asians be Muslim, and I was young, no disrespect to Asians that are Muslim now, but in prison we call that MPP, the Muslim Protection Program. You join them and you get protected, it's because they protect each other, but why wasn't you doing that before? So I didn't change. I want to say I changed.
I respect people and their religion, but when you join religion for the wrong reason, that's where I lose my respect.
Yes. And then you're going to church every day in jail, but when you come home, you pick up a crack pipe. There are some perks in there that they give to the Muslim population, like in Kasaki, when you go to the box, it's still a communal shower. But if you're not Muslim, you can't go in the shower with your underwear on, because they don't want you hiding stuff or whatever. You gotta go in there. You can't bring shampoo to the shower. You gotta put shampoo in your hair before they handcuff you and take you to the shower. And if you was Muslim, you was allowed to keep your boxes on. But if you're not, that shit is coming off. And it's a very awkward, maybe it's the way I was raised, but being in the shower, butt-ass naked with everybody, that's an awkward feeling. That's one thing I never did in there. I didn't find religion. It was a stepping stone. So I said, you know what? When I go back out there, I want everybody to know that I was getting busy in here, you know what I'm saying? So that furthered my stay longer, because I was a head case. I was fucking up. I was intentionally fucking up, I wanted to be down. I wanted to be cool. I wanted motherfuckers to respect me. So,
And then after you did your time, 18 years later, you did your second bid. Now, did you have that same mindset going in to do your second bid?
Yes and no. Yes, I knew that I had to put the gangster mask back on and be a terror in order to survive. I'd rather die on my feet than to live on my knees. So I went back in there with the same mindset. And then I got stabbed because, I was involved in a riot and dudes snuck me and stabbed me in the head. And I was thinking, damn, at a certain age, there's certain things a man shouldn't do. When you're in your 40s, you shouldn't be getting stabbed. You shouldn't be getting into a fight. You shouldn't be walking around with a black eye. After 25, no man should walk around with a black eye.
Where did you get stabbed?
In my face right here.
Now, the guy was looking to kill you?
He was looking to take my eye out or whatever, because I had, the day before, I got into a physical altercation with one of his bros. Mm-hmm. And they had no wins at that time in there with me. So they told me he was dead. They said, yo, yeah, my bro was wrong. Nah, he apologizes. It's a fist fight. Leave it alone. It was just a fist fight. Very next day, I'm in the mess hall eating. I'm thinking everything is good. Next thing you know, I just felt something hit me. Boom. And then I felt somebody else hit me. So they have this thing they call a shooter and a safety. So the shooter is the one that stabs you or cuts you. And usually you would chase the shooter. So the safety comes and hits you and starts fighting with you. So when the police do come, the guy with the weapon is gone already. So they mark it down as just a fist fight. You understand what I'm saying? So they sent one shooter and two safeties on me. So I had like 2 dudes pounding on me, but luckily, I'm an honorable dude. Like, my reputation's gold. So a lot of people that wasn't gangbanging, that seen me getting jumped, they jumped in. And it became like a full-fledged 30-man riot. And the jail got shut down and just kept getting shut down. They fired into the mess hall, and they kicked me out the jail behind that.
Why would the guy stab you in the head, in the hard area of your head? That's your skull. Basically, a knife is not gonna actually go through your skull unless it's unless it's like really putting that amount of force. For me, I would go for the soft part of your neck. Like, did you move away? I mean,
I didn't even see it coming. But I guess, like, at the end of the day, everybody thinks
they just want to make a statement.
Maybe want to make a statement, and we all think headshots is the worst, you know. So everybody goes for the head.
It'd be an idiot to stab you in the skull, you know. I mean, if I'm gonna stab you and I'm creeping up behind you, I'm going for the jugular. I'm gonna stab you in the neck, the soft part of your body.
Yeah, but stab you hard though. I needed like 9 stitches on the outside and 11 stitches on the inside.
Stab you hard in your skull.
Yeah.
If he stabbed you hard in your neck,
but look, if 1 inch over here would be my temple. Or if I would have been turning around talking to the person next to me, it would have been in my eye. So I don't really know what he was aiming for, but I know he was aiming for this general area because he hit me right here.
Well, I guess he wanted to make a statement instead of kill you.
Yeah, he made a statement.
How long was the blade?
I'm trying to remember because they showed me the videotape. They showed me the videotape because when I got hit, I said, I didn't get stabbed. What are you talking about? They was like, got the video. I said, that wasn't me. Mm-hmm. You're bleeding right now. It wasn't me. So I didn't really get a chance to look at it clearly, but it was probably like this long. It was protruding. You could see it in his hand. I ended up seeing that video again because the dude that stabbed me called me in to be a witness to testify on his behalf. Mm-hmm. And I did. I went in there. The captain said, what happened that day? I said, I really don't remember, but if you show me the surveillance tape, it might jog my memory. So he showed me the surveillance tape, and then he asked me. He said, I forgot his name. It was I don't remember. But they asked me, is that the man that stabbed you? No, I don't even know him. He's like, are you sure? Look at the video again. That's him. I said, that's him? My eyesight must be bad because I don't recognize him. And that was it. They sent me back. And they still found him guilty because the videotape showed it. Mm. But he called me as a witness. And jail code, if you're not a rat, you can go testify. Because if I didn't testify against him, if I didn't go testify for him, he would have been found guilty anyway, and they would have gave us a separation. And I never would have seen him again. They wouldn't allow us to be in the same jail. So I had ulterior motives testifying for him. I wanted to say he didn't do it, so we don't get a separation, so the chances of us bumping into each other again can happen, you know.
And even though you went to testify, you're not labeled as a rat.
No, he called me as a witness.
He called you as a witness.
The dude that stabbed me called me as a witness. And then he went back, he spread the word. He said, yo, he's a stand-up dude. He came in and testified for me better. You know, that helps with your reputation as well.
That's some kind of reputation that you have for him to call you as a witness. It shows, you know.
Because they know I'm a stand-up dude.
You're a stand-up guy.
I'm very stand-up. Like, I don't tolerate nonsense against rats, rapos, child molesters. So I have good jail principles. So, but beef is beef.
Yeah.
It don't matter. You could be the sweetest guy in the world. If there's beef and orders come, they was gangbanging. So if the order comes, hit them, they got to.
So now you're older and you're doing your second bid. You find it harder when you're doing time at that age?
Not so much the age. Like, this bid was easier physically. Other than me getting stabbed, it was a smooth bid because my reputation for my last bid followed me. Mm-hmm. So I didn't really have to put in as much work. But I say it's harder because my first bid, I accepted it. I welcomed it because this is my stepping stone. I didn't have nothing. I didn't have no children. I've been away from home for like 3-4 years by that time. So I didn't really have nothing to miss. I didn't have a car. I didn't have my own place. You know, I lived with the gang, and so you know, I was a kid. I had nothing.
How much freedom did you have in between those two bids?
8 years.
And when you went in Did you bump into anyone who was still doing time in there that you knew?
Yeah, hell yeah. A lot. That's why I said my reputation kept.
Exactly.
Because them dudes, when I came into jail, they tell their friends, "Oh shit, Rich is back. Look, yo." Blah, blah. So plus the jailhouse rumor mill already knew that I became an actor as well. So a lot of dudes that was locked up with me used to big me up like, "Yo, I was just telling homie in the cell next to me, yo, you my dude. We just seen you on TV." Like, so there was a lot of notoriety, So it wasn't, the worst thing was being away from my kids and my family, That hurt more than anything else. Like, I always tell people that I ran out of tears, I can't cry no more, but I cried. I didn't cry because of the time, I didn't cry because of the pain. I cried because I'm gonna miss my kids growing up, My parents are older. No, thank God they're still around, but anything could happen within those years, So that's what
shows the human side of you.
Well, for me that was the hardest part for me. Other than that, everything else is minute. I could take pain. I could take punishment. I could take oppression. I grew up with that. It doesn't faze me. But knowing that there's a possibility that my dad might never see me free again, or, that was the hardest. That was the hardest for me. And I thank God every day that I didn't have to go through that. Because in my last bid, I had a death in the family. And when you have a death in the family, they take you to either to the wake or to the cemetery. And I went to the wake, and they shackled me down. And it was in Chinatown, shackled me down, everything. And they put a coat over me so people couldn't see it. But I don't want to ever go through that again. Like, to go visit a loved one when they're dying, when they're dead, and you're in shackles, hand and feet shackled, and you got the monkey suit on. The monkey suit is a suit they give you to, so, yeah, thank God, like, I didn't have to go through that again. It was painful the first time, and she wasn't even my parents. She was my mom's big sister, but she's good. She was good to me. She helped raise me when I was a kid, so it hurt a lot. But nowhere near my biggest fear, I want them to see me do good. Like, before they leave, I know everybody has an expiration date. Before they leave, I want them to be proud of me for something other than bad stuff. Like, they don't really, for a short period, they see me do really good. And that was when they was the most proud of me. But, I'm human.
Yeah.
And
you got the human side, with the emotions.
This is a very touchy subject for me because, I never really opened up about it because my persona, like, people in the street and people that know me, I have a certain persona, and it works in my favor. So I never really got to, like, I'm getting emotional now because I never verbally said this out loud. Like, I always thought it, but to hear myself say it and to hear it put out in the universe,
it's not easy.
It's not easy. It's also an eye opener because thinking something and actually verbalizing it is two different things. Like, I could think it and be scared and be sad and cry, but to actually verbalize it and be like, holy shit, this shit could have fucking happened. Like,
it's not something that you ever talk about because it's not easy to talk about because you have to carry that persona and you keep it inside you. And for you to talk about, of course it's going to get emotional, because I can relate because there's a lot of things that I kept inside me that I don't talk about. That's not easy to talk about. Sometimes I find it easier, writing about it than talking about it.
That's why you got a book.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the first time I ever heard it said out loud. Like, that was my biggest fear. That was,
Yeah.
I don't even know how to explain it,
You learn from it. From all the experiences in the past, we learn from it, and hopefully our viewers out there can learn from our mistakes.
Not anymore,
Yeah, we move forward. We move forward.
And then I think it was at that point, like, I got stabbed. They shipped me to another jail. The other jail was overrun with that same gang that stabbed me. So I had no choice. I had to pop off again. before they popped on me. Then they sent me to another jail, which was Sing Sing. And Sing Sing, they're not really strong down in Sing Sing. So there was nobody to really know. And Sing Sing is like a jail that focuses on rehabilitation for real. They have so many different programs to help people. It's not like Upstate. Upstate, after 4:30, 5 o'clock, all you have is night rec. There's like very little rehabilitation programs. In Sing Sing, there's a lot. A lot of people come in, outside people, a lot of programs, you know. So I said, you know what? I'm put in a position where I could actually do something, you know, and maybe if I do something like positive, my parents could be proud of me. I want my kids to be proud of me, you know. I don't want them to think, oh, my dad's a jailbird, oh, my dad is a criminal. No, I don't want them to see that. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna join this rehabilitation program, and I learned a lot from them. And I also learned a lot of acting skills from them as well. So it was like a win-win situation for me.